Yeah.
First you got Loki to have some.
Hey, I was part of the information team. I know
Alrighty, so it is like 11:29, but I'll explain. Hi guys, my name is Friendly Neighborhood Nerd Bobbo. I run Bobbo's Block Podcast. I've been doing it for like 8 years. This is my 8th year anniversary. I'm super excited to be doing this here at Central Florida Comicon. Just going to do a quick podcast here live. Just wanted to have people involved and haven't done a live show in a minute. So thank you guys for coming in and sitting in, even if you're just chilling in. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and get cranked up or so, okay? You guys can definitely have time to participate. If you got a question or something like that, there'll be the mic there. You can ask Q&A and everything like that. So I'll let you guys know when we do that part, okay? All right. What is good is me, your friendly neighborhood nerd, the Bobbo, and welcome back to Bobbo's Block. And this is an actually special episode of Bobbo's Block. This is a live episode of Bobbo's Block here from Central Florida Comicon. I want to thank everybody who came out to support this show, and also everybody who's watching live on Facebook, YouTube, wherever you're watching it from. Thank you guys for supporting and having this moment with me, because this is the 8th year anniversary of Bobbo's Block. I've been doing this for 8 years. It's crazy. I honestly wanted to do more live shows, a lot of appearances, because I miss getting outside. That's really it. I just want to be outside. You guys know, if you listen to the show before, I watched the show before, I just talk about nerdy, geeky stuff, and we just like to have fun. So if it's your first time joining me, thank you for joining me to this block party I have every time I step behind the mic. And this is your 38th, 67th, whatever time. What up, Dad? It is good to see you again. And thank you guys for kicking it with me for the one time. I have my most reluctant assistant and little brother, Nigel, here with me today. If you guys, he's all the way over there. You can't see him, whatever. But he's here, so I'm happy to have him. And yeah, like I said, we're going to go ahead and get into the show. So let's start off with the update. Of course, I'm at a con. There's an amazing con going on, Central Florida Comicon. Go and check out the guest list and everything that's coming to the Central Florida Comicon Florida Day. If you guys know, there's people like Skull from Power Rangers. There's Space Ghost here. There's like a lot of things. Like, you guys saw anybody that you like?
Yeah, a few people.
Okay, dope. So yeah, I know for sure. There's a couple people on my list that I wanted to mark off. I am definitely going to come back. But if you guys also know today that I'm also in my wrestling persona, I am Bobby Ledger today, and I will be at EGCW in Sanford, Florida. Literally, like after I get off this mic, I'm going to be heading down to Sanford, taking on the Atomic Formula. Me and my taxi partner, Dashing Cam. So if you guys want to check that out, definitely hit up EGCW. They'll be doing their Wired TV tapings. They will be coming on YouTube very soon. I'll keep you guys posted and updated about that. So yeah, I think that's a little bit of it for the updater. So let's get into the friend of the pod of the week. This week, I kind of fast on it because, again, I'm at Central Florida Comicon. I had a lot of stuff going on. But I want to give a shout out to an old but true friend of the pod. They were a friend of the pod before. It's Space Castle. Space Castle is one of my greatest community friends here on Potter Nation and Potter Family. But yeah, you guys definitely check them out. I'll leave their links in the description below again, okay? So now that we've gotten didn't even do the sponsor. Well, this one, of course, is sponsored by Central Florida Comicon because they let me have this panel room and everything, but also by my Patreon. Patreon is where you can do the most good and best help for Bobbo's Block. It is basically my bread and butter. It's how I get paid, how I keep the lights on, and keep going to these shows and stuff like this. Central Florida Comicon and other content we get this year. You can hit patreon.com/Bobbo. That's patreon.com/BOBBO. And that's where you'll find multiple tiers. And like I say, from $1 all the way to $3,000. And if you pay that $3,000 stupidly, please don't. But if you pay that $3,000, you are a full investor of the block. And I will definitely take you out to dinner or something. I don't know. Call Joe Byron. So, of course, now I feel like we have everything out of the way. Let's go around the net. Oh, I had like an actual echo here. That's actually fine. All right, so around the net is a little bit quick this week. So let's go ahead and talk about some things that have been going on. So firstly, we actually have some casting requests a couple of dates. Anthony Mackie is actually wanting to step up and play Panthro in the slated or rumored Thundercats. You guys know me, I'm old as heck. So I was around when Thundercats actually came out. Thundercats is near and dear to my heart, and especially for people like characters like Panther. Panther was like the coolest. He was like an engineer. He made all the weapons and all that crap like that. To see Anthony Mackie take on a character like that would be fun. It's something outside of the MCU, and I know he has his hands full with a lot of movies and stuff that he's been doing. So definitely would love to see something like that. Speaking of Marvel news and trailers, they actually teased that the new Moon Knight trailer is going to be coming out on Monday. You guys going to watch Moon Knight? So what do you guys know about Moon Knight? If I want
Kind of like Batman in a way, but the Egyptian god, he was an archaeologist or something.
Yeah. So one thing I will definitely tell you about Moon Knight, Dracula owes him money and he's going to get his goddamn money. If you guys ever read a Moon Knight comic or something where Dracula shows up, it's going to be a Moon Knight reference because Dracula actually owes Moon Knight money. It's not like a joke, it's actually canon and it's hilarious. So I definitely am excited for Moon Knight. I want to see where they go with it. Moon Knight's going to be a fun show because it's something different. Like we don't have Daredevil or anything anymore. Well, we have him now, but we don't have a show or anything. So this will be kind of like the new Daredevil. And I want to see how they do his powers because technically he's just crazy. They haven't really because they have it where the suit does stuff, but in the comic books, he's just crazy. He actually talks to an Egyptian god, but that no one else can see or hear him. So it's a very interesting because before the Egyptian god, it used to be Wolverine, Captain America, Spider-Man, and another hero would mentor him in his head. And none of those people knew him. None of those people knew him. It was just his imaginary friends. And he was like, yeah, I'll listen to you, Spider-Man. What? So Moon Knight, his power is schizophrenia, but he can punch really hard. So that's what makes him really cool. But I'm excited for Moon Knight indeed. We also have some news as well coming up the pipeline that from the Arrowverse from CW. They're thinking about doing something called Justice U. Justice U is basically Teen Titans just but for the CW. It's going to have Diggle from Arrow. He's going to start mentoring the next generation of the CW Arrowverse heroes. So that's going to be interesting to see who they pick. We still have a lot of characters you can play around with within DC. So you have people like Wonder Twins. We have Best Twins. We have a lot of other different characters and teams and stuff that you could do. You probably even pull out a Red X if they get it done right. So excited to see what comes out of Justice U because Diggle is one of my favorite characters, even if he's never used. He's supposed to be the Green Lantern, and we have him with a Green Lantern ring, but they haven't really done anything with Diggle yet. So putting him in Justice U would be something really cool. So let's go ahead and move. This one is a little bit interesting and weird. Hankook tires. I do a lot of tech news and so as well. Hankook has made an airless tire. So basically a solid tire that never goes flat. And it's interesting because we had a lot of tech stuff come out at CES. And CES was, like I said, I want to say last week. It's really weird because I would never be able to think about an airless tire or anything that's hey, let me just roll on down to the tire shop and spend $1,500 on this piece of rubber. So I definitely, I don't know, it's still a lot of stuff that I keep my own, robots and stuff like that or whatever. So let's go back into some movie or comic book. Somebody's in here. So we have a new, kind of a rumored show that the Rock, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson and Lin-Manuel Miranda from Hamilton, they're actually putting together a musical called Millennials. So I have no clue what this is going to be based on, but it's clearly they're going to be probably either making fun of the millennial, my generational group, or they're going to be doing something to try and at least let us know that, hey, we're starving and broke, and you've broken the world, so now you're telling us to fix it. But yeah, that's going to be something very interesting. I think it was the New York Post who put that out itself. But yeah, I'm definitely keeping my eye on that because I love musicals, and I love Lin-Manuel Miranda, and I love The Rock because I'm a wrestling fan first and foremost. But I'm also, like I said, just a huge theater geek. But that would be something that I really be into, something that will keep my interest, hopefully. All right. So, lastly on the docket, we're going to go ahead and move into the Arrowverse one more time, but they actually have something interesting happening. Batwoman has been doing stuff with the DC's ethos of villains that's been very different and very interesting to me. And with this new rogues gallery, because we've already changed out Kate Kane for Ryan Wilder, and Ryan is getting a new nemesis. And it's actually a new iteration of the character itself. They're getting a Joker in Batwoman, but they're actually being played by a Black actor. It's the first time Joker has ever been portrayed in live action by a Black person, and his name is Nick Cregan. And he speaks out about being the first Black Joker, because when I saw the preview for the mid-season premiere, I want to say last week or so, it was interesting because I thought they were doing Royal Flush Gang because he was in a room with a whole bunch of cards and he was holding the king. I was like, okay, Royal Flush Gang, but no, he's the Joker. Like, they dyed his hair purple. He's gonna be interesting. I am one of the few people who still enjoy and watch Batwoman. I know a lot of people have fallen off and did not watch Batwoman or a lot of the CW stuff anymore. But like I said, I still love Batwoman because of what they're trying to do with the characters, and they brought out Batwing. He said, it's funny because I used to always dress up on Halloween as Jared Leto's Joker back, and I dressed up as Jared Leto's Joker back around 2016, 2015, Cregan explained. And the thing that I really liked about his Joker is how different it was than every other rendition. So he's really going to lean into that old Suicide Squad Joker, which is probably not the best one, but it's the gangster, the guy with the tattoos and chains. So hopefully they pull it off right, because we've seen some bad iterations of a lot of the villains. If you guys remember the show Gotham, that was hard to watch. So definitely something you guys would need to keep your eye on as well. So I'm going to go ahead and taking into a musical break here for the ones listening on audio, for everybody on video, and everybody who's, like I said, here. We're about to go into the Nerdgasm. So I'm going to explain what a Nerdgasm is. A Nerdgasm is basically, I'm an old guy, so I rant a lot. And it's about all of the nerdy things that I love to rant about, and I just kind of get on my soapbox and get on my bag. So I'm talking today about Naomi, but also more so about myself and this show. The biggest theme that came out of the CW's Naomi that just premiered last week is, who am I? And if you guys are here, you're probably wondering the same thing. Who are you? Who am I? I haven't had to really explain that for a while. I've been doing this for 8 years. And I think it's a good time to kind of refresh of what it is. Because I always say, hey, it's your friendly neighborhood nerd. What does that even mean? Who is the friendly neighborhood nerd? So I honestly have been a nerd geek, whatever you want to call me, dweeb, weak, otaku, whatever, my whole life. I've loved anime, I've loved comic books, I've loved movies. I can sit and talk literally 4 hours about anything that is fandom based, comic based, Doctor Who, Star Wars, Star Trek. I go on and on. That's why I started this show. I actually get the chance to sit and talk to people who like the same stuff as me. If you get to ever listen to the show after we do this live episode or whatever, I have hours on end of me just kind of giving my opinion on things about how it is being a nerd in this space at my age and being a Black guy. I'm just some random guy from Florida, but I am passionate about what I talk about. So when you ask who I am and I say I'm a friendly neighborhood nerd, I'm someone who's very approachable, relatable. If you need anything or want to know anything, definitely hit me up. Or if you need help with anything, I'm a big advocate for things like inclusivity. I'm a big advocate for things like representation. So like, yeah, like one of the guys here is dressed as Miles Morales Spider-Man. I definitely remember when Miles first came out. Like, it was something that blew my mind. Yeah, I wish I could get more careful. But yeah, like, it was something that blew my mind. To see a character that was an inception of literally just a tweet. Donald Glover was like, oh yeah, Donald for Spider-Man. That spit the internet into a craze. And through that, we got Miles. And now I get to see someone sitting here cosplaying Miles. This is why I love talking about things like in the nerd and geek sphere, because like I said, everyone needs a voice. Everyone needs someone to champion what they want to see. I always love doing that. And the one thing that I really love about the show Naomi is that she's the same way. She, in the show, has a website, blog, little podcast or so about superheroes, about things of that nature. In the comic books, superheroes are real. But for some reason on the show, they're still kind of made up. We don't know yet. She is on a quest to discover who she really is. If you guys read the comics, spoiler alert, you know, for ones who haven't read the comics and who have like watched the show or whatever, Naomi's an alien. Like, she's legit just like Superman. An alien crashed on the Earth, but she was from a planet where her people were kind of like protectors. They went out to the galaxy, did all like the protecting and things like that. So she's finding herself in that nature. She's been adopted by a military family, and like that also goes into that line of being a protector as well. So when it comes to like finding out who you are the people, it's literally a full journey of discovery, because we have a lot of things that kind of happen in our lives. So you guys may not like to go through whatever, but it all shapes who you are and where you're going to end up. I put myself in a position where I could end up here today, literally just talking. Like, I just wanted to come, sit down, talk, and have a show. And I definitely want to be able to, like I said, have that at least a little bit of an impact. Even if you walk away here like, that guy was weird, but he made me laugh a couple times. So yeah, that's all I really wanted at the end of the day. Like I said, because a lot of people go into podcasting for different reasons. A lot of people go into like, oh, I want to make money, I want to do this, that, and third. I love to, but like, honestly, I love podcasting because I enjoy just kind of having the platform to bring a voice to people who haven't been heard at all, or at least not enough. So yeah, so it's a lot of things that I've discovered about myself through these 8 years, because again, it's been 8 years, and I used to look back and think like, oh, it's like I only been podcasting for a little bit, like I'm almost at a decade, like, and that's crazy. This much of my life has been spent of just talking on the mic, and I want to be able to give that chance to other people as well. So like, if you guys got a question or anything, and just want to say something, it'll be on recorded or whatever. So yeah, the mic is open for you guys if you guys want to get up and ask a question or anything like that. You don't have to put him on the spot.
You probably see.
Oh, wait, where's the mic?
Right there, mic's up right.
Where?
Walk forward, warmer. All right.
What do you think about the new Miles Morales suit?
So I actually love it. So me and my old producer, we've been reading Miles for a while, but he's from New York and he's from Queens. And when he was like, yo, my boy got a hoodie. I was like, yeah, he got a hoodie. We bugged out about the new Miles Morales dude. I don't think it's gonna last long because Spider-Man suits change all the time. But like, I like what they're doing. They're giving him his own lane. What I do more so enjoy is that I get that I want him to be Spider-Man, but they're giving him his own identity. I forget what they're calling him now or something like that. But it's a different name it's more than just Spider-Man. So yeah, so hopefully like you definitely like it as well too, man. Like I bangs with it hard, like legitimately. Oh, she got to think like it's a group of friends. And like, I love it. I love it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay. Okay.
We all gotta ask a question.
I don't know.
No, you don't have to. You don't have to. You can. You can if you want to. But yeah.
What's it like being a content creator in today's age?
So being a content creator is a lot more difficult than people realize. Because like say, yeah, it's easy to just turn on your phone and like say kind of do something or whatever, but we have this weird tick in our brain that we want to entertain. Like we want to make sure that it's perfect. So being a content creator, it's a lot of just like overcoming laziness. Because like say you have the opportunity to be like a person in the spotlight. And like I say, no matter how big your following is or whatever, somebody's out there listening, somebody's out there watching. Because like I do my podcast here in America, but I have people who listen to me in India, in Ethiopia, I have people listen to me in like Australia and Ireland. And it's weird because I'm just some random guy from Florida. Why are you listening to me? But I appreciate every single person that has listened to me in every single stream, chat, comment, whatever. Thank you guys for all of that stuff. And I think it's an astonishing thing because being a content creator used to be a job. It used to be something you had to explain to your parents. It's like, oh, so you're just doing that? Yeah, just doing this. Like, oh, your little radio show thing. Like, no, like this is a lucrative, actual viable thing, and I appreciate that.
What movies or comics are you looking forward to most next year?
All right, so the next few years of comics and movies. So for comics, I want to see what new characters they come out with because a lot of things people always say is like, oh, there's nothing to read or it's all the same thing. Like, just randomly go into your comic book shop and find some weird indie title from some like little publishing company and just enjoy yourself. Because like there's so many stories being told right now. I've always been the person who's like a person who loves to champion smaller artists and like smaller illustrators and stuff like that. Like I don't know if you guys know this character creator. His name is Ant Piper. He did a comic called The Trill League. And it was like kind of like the Black Justice League. And I was literally the first person to interview him on my show. And it was like something I really, really love to like look back on or whatever. But like stuff like that, I love a lot of like underdog comics that you don't really think are on the radar. So, but I do love a lot of the characters that you don't get a lot of love from in like DC and Marvel. So I have in my bag actually right now, I have the Mr. Miracle trade paperback. If you guys ever get a chance to read this from Mr. Miracle from Tom King and Mitch Curtis, it is one of the best like side stories because this is like Scott Free is like literally like one of like the throwaway characters or so, but this gives him such life, and you'll be able to like say kind of like dive into like Dark Side and Apocalypse and like New Genesis and all stuff like that. So yeah, but coming up, I want to see what they do more with the new Batman. Jace Fox. He is the brother of Luke Fox, and he is the new future state Batman. Or basically, Batman gets arrested or almost killed again, and he finds the suit, and he's like, well, Gotham needs a Batman. So he does. So we got to figure out how his journey goes. From Marvel, I'm excited to see more, I want to say cosmic comic books, like stuff that's kind of a little bit out there. Because I've read so many X-Men books. I really have. I want to go back into space. I just want to go back into space and see what's going on out there. Another DC one I'm looking forward to is Star Sector. They're continuing that. That is another comic book I'm looking forward to. As in movies, of course, a lot of the MCU movies like Doctor Strange. I want to see what they're doing with the next Avengers movie because I finally got to sit down and watch the Eternals. And I honestly feel like we're getting Galacticus very soon because what they did was stop a Celestial from being born. So with that, we need someone to go around and eat worlds now. So they have like Eternity is going to be like, you know what? And from there we'll get Silver Surfer, we'll get all the other stuff or whatever. People are saying we're getting mutants. I don't think we're getting mutants just yet. I think technically if we go by Venom, we already have a mutant, but that's a different universe anyway. I'm just ready for anything new. Like a lot of the stuff that people have like gotten into, like super crooks. I want more stories like that. I want more stories that like show different publishers besides DC and Marvel. Because like I said, we got that when we got Invincible. And Invincible was amazing. Yeah.
My turn? I got you. Okay. Hi, we good?
Yeah.
So I was wondering, what do you think about maybe having like, do you think we need to work our way up to getting a Batman Beyond like live action, or do you think we should go straight to it?
We have Michael Keaton back. Michael Keaton back. So yeah, like he wants to know if we're working up to a Batman Beyond. If anybody were to be Old Man Bruce, it's gonna be him.
Right.
And with him being Old Man Bruce, all we have to do is find the right person to play Terry. It's legitimately possible because the Batman animated series was based off of the old 1980s Batman universe. So hopefully we could get a Batman Beyond out of like the Flashpoint movie.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because we have to see what Flashpoint does, because it's going to be very weird. Because we're getting like a different Supergirl, we're getting Flash, we're getting Batman, we're getting two Batman. Like it's totally different. Yeah, so if they were to keep going and he signs a contract to like say, yeah, I'm going to stick on, yeah, I can totally see us getting a Batman Beyond.
Also, another question. I was wondering what you thought about. What do you think about the Young Justice series?
I love Young Justice. It's gotten so good. It's gotten better since it's gotten taken off of like Cartoon Network,
right? Because
they can get a little bit more darker. Because because Cartoon Network suffers from the syndrome of they only want 13-year-olds tops. Like if you're 13, that's their cutoff limit. After that, we're going to reboot the series. Best example of that is Ben 10.
I was going to say.
Yeah, because like every time Ben 10 got to about like 15, 16, I'm like, well, time to reboot this. So yeah, I enjoy that they've given the original team the reins to just go wild. They had the most creativity now that they've been on HBO Max, because the story of it now, I have to finish the new season, but the story where it is now, I would have never expected anything. If it would have stayed on Cartoon Network, even going to Adult Swim, it would have never gotten that far.
Yeah, they took a really different take on Beast Boy, and like
yes.
In the new season, he's not just this witty kid anymore. He's really trying to like make a difference in the
that's the thing, because like I noticed they made him a social media influencer.
Yeah.
Yeah, but now he's kind of like, okay, I can do more. I can do way more. I have all this power and this like following and influence. I can do more than just a little bit of jokes here and there.
Yeah.
But yeah. So yeah, that actually, I think we're going to wrap it up here, guys. I want to thank you guys for joining me here for this episode of Bobbo's Block. Thank you guys. It's my first live episode back in, I want to say about 4 or 5 years. So thank you guys for being a part of this. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you guys for being a part of this as well. I have been your friendly neighborhood nerd, Bobbo, and I am going to be signing out once again. See you guys next time. Peace. Thank you guys so much. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and run off and wrestle some people. Thank you guys.